In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing Scorpion at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Hello coaster lovers. So if you have seen one of my most recent videos, you have probably heard about the party ruiner announcement that Scorpion is closing for good on Labor Day 2024, and in its honor, I'm going to be giving out a review for this beloved attraction that I got to ride a couple times. So let's jump into the history of this old school looper. So this coaster opened to the public on May 16th, 1980, but I'm not really sure if anything crazy happened to the attraction, besides it being announced that it's closing for good. And speaking of that, I told y'all when it's closing, Labor Day 2024, and if you know any major events that happened to the coaster, leave a comment down below. Now we got the history of the coaster out of the way, let's go into the presentation for Scorpion. So when you first see it, you see its blue and red vertical loop, but when you look in the area it's in, oh my gosh, they should have added some landscaping throughout the area. It will look so cool, and also they should have added a big tree in the middle of the helix to drum up some theming, but I'm a little salty about that. But the colors do pop in Pantopia, which is the area of Busch Gardens, Tampa this coaster is located in. As for the queue, it's pretty cramped. Expect waiting in it facing towards the coaster, but after the wait, or no wait, depends on the day, you pull on your lap bar and it kinda lies on your stomach, which is my first con, but we'll get to that later. But anyway, let's go hop into the ride experience. So you dispatch and immediately climb up to a max height of 60 feet. Then you slightly turn right and swoop down to the right in a janky way. Then you hit 41 miles per hour and soar into the 40-foot loop. It's shockingly intense for a coaster that is the size of Scorpion. Then you bank to the left into a helix. Then you go under it and soar through the vertical loop, which is a cool visual. After that is this intense triple helix. It pulls so many positive G's and it'll take the wind out of you. Then you slam into the brakes, ending your 1,818-foot experience on Scorpion. Now let's discuss the layout before heading on to my official thoughts of the coaster. So for the layout of Scorpion, it's pretty decent. It had a memorable loop and triple downwards helix. I also liked the visual going through the loop, but overall, not the worst layout I've ridden. And to bring everything into one category, it is with my thoughts of this missed attraction. So this was my first coaster manufactured by Schwarzkopf, and it exceeded my expectations the first time I rode it, and it grew on me every time I rode it. The transitions though are a bit on the janky side, but this was 1980s coasters we were talking about. The thing that knocks this down a bit in my rankings is the lap bars. Like I said before the ride experience, the lap bar lies on your stomach, and when you're stapled, probably one of the most uncomfortable ride experiences you could get. Just try your best to not be stapled. I do like the forces on this thing. I knew that it wasn't going to last for a few years, but not this year. I thought it was going to last until like 2026. But to end off this review, I'm going to give out the final score. So for the final score of Scorpion, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. I didn't ride this every time I went to Busch Gardens, but I did if I felt like it. But this will be a sorely missed attraction, and I'm very grateful that I got to ride it a few times. So I want to hear from you guys. Are y'all bummed that Scorpion is closing in the next few days? And have you got to ride it? And if you enjoyed this last video I'll be making for this attraction, besides off-ride footage, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and it's entirely up to you if you want to subscribe to us. And it was great having you here, and I'll see you again in 5 days. And keep that adrenaline pumping, and thanks for watching.